Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're here on our Simple Abundance journey this year, along with Sarah Ban Breathnach's book, Simple Abundance. And this is February 2020, our month of love, right? How's your month of love going? I hope it's been great. Hope you are doing a lot of things that foster romance and personal love as well. Today's entry is perfectly tying into our month of love theme because Sarah is asking us to remember back to a time when we were obsessively in love. And what did that feel like? And she talks about, there's an author that she mentions that talks about how it's important to have those obsessively in love times where this is like the desperate sort of love where you're running down the hallway and you would do anything to be with the person, right? Do you remember that feeling? Maybe you feel that way right now. I don't know. You know how relationships can ebb and flow, so maybe it's not like that all the time. Or maybe you don't like when you're like that. I know sometimes in those moments, that's when I get super crazy, so... But I am embracing the fun part of this entry, which is remembering a time when I was obsessively in love. Maybe it takes you back to your childhood. Maybe you were obsessively in love with a celebrity. I know there was one in particular that I thought I had a relationship with. I was definitely obsessively in love with that celebrity. So I'm also thinking about, there's a movie with Anna Faris called What's Your Number? And she is revisiting all of her past relationships. And it's more complicated than that and for the reason of why she is. But what she realizes through the experience is that in every relationship, she was sort of malleable. Like she was absorbed into their interests and their personalities. And she changed a lot and wasn't really showing who she actually is in her real core. And so I think that can be a part of obsessive love. You might be so worried about losing them that you start to fashion your decisions and everything around what they want to do. And that's not necessarily being authentic, is it? Probably not, right? So, and I also think if you're single and you're thinking about meeting somebody, then this authentic dig to the self that we're doing this year is only going to help with that because you'll be more of a defined person. And some would say, and I would agree, that that is more attractive when you're really a whole person and you're not necessarily even needing that other person really to complete you. You know, we hear these things in all these romantic movies that we're watching this month, right? I love romance and I definitely get caught up in all of that. But I definitely feel like when two individual souls come to the table and they know who they are and they're really living authentically, then that's just a magical combination for sure. So I wonder whether you think about your own relationships, past, present, and what you hope for in the future, and whether you might see yourself being malleable or not necessarily holding true to the things that you want or the things that speak from your soul. It's probably harder if you're already in a relationship and the person knows you as the way you are, which maybe isn't being authentic right now, because how do you make that switch? Because they might be like, whoa, who is this person? Like, you were never like that before. So it might be easier for people that are either already living this way and so their partner already knows that they're sort of rogue and doing their own thing, or maybe it's easier for someone that is carving out an idea of a future relationship. Or maybe you don't want to be in a relationship. That's fine too. We get so many messages from humankind, I think. I don't even think it's just our society as Americans. I think everything seems to point to having that other half, and that's not what everybody wants. So I don't want that message to be that from this entry. But I will say, and I said this in another entry in another way, but I personally see every relationship as the opportunity for healing, because I think sometimes we attract people that are going to show us things within ourselves that need healing, and hopefully do heal through that. And you might also notice patterns in relationships too. It's like, oh, I keep attracting the same person, and you haven't really healed those issues to move on and have it not be there. So it is like a lot of things in life that become self-fulfilling, right? And what else did she say about relationships? Oh, as far as, I totally agree with this as well, that every relationship is a mirror back to you as well, and a window into your own soul. So I think relationships are really beautiful. I know they can be complicated because there's another person and you can only really control yourself, but I think that they're beautiful, and I like the idea of remembering a time when I was obsessively in love. I've probably been obsessively in love many times. I fall in love very, very deeply, and I'm probably always obsessed because I'm sort of like OCD anyway, not officially diagnosed, and but I do everything with passion. I want to read her words at the end here. For better or worse, obsessive love awakens the whole range of primitive emotions of the needy self, and we find ourselves caught in a world of mirrors, looking in astonishment at the multiple selves that occupy our inner world. Rosemary Sullivan explains, obsessive love sends us deep inside the caverns of our own psyches, where, if we have the stamina, we will discover how rich, how resonant, and how numinous we are. That is really cool. And actually, Rosemary Sullivan is the one that is referenced that I said when Sarah was talking about an author earlier in the book, or in this entry. Rosemary Sullivan is the one who says that she believes that we all need to have that experience of falling obsessively in love. We sort of lose ourselves in that, right? But hopefully we can fall obsessively in love with a lot of things, whether it's a person or the things that we do really love, like to experience and have around us and that we want in our lives. I hope that you're finding many reasons to obsessively fall in love with life and maybe another person. And even if it has been a long relationship and it's out of that sort of honeymoon phase, hopefully you can call up that obsessive love feeling and remember what it was that attracted you to that person initially. Those are the really fun parts. I know there are people that are just really obsessed with falling in love, and they don't stay in relationships long because they love that initial period of time. And it is exhilarating. I can think of, having this song in your heart and the wings on your heels, and it's a great, great feeling. So think back to those times and think back to how you are when you're obsessively in love. And think of it in the what could be better about it and what you'd like to bring into your life from it as well, because there's a positive in it as well. Let me know what you think. You don't have to share with me who the person was that you were obsessively in love with. I will say that my celebrity crush was Beau from the Dukes of Hazzard, John Schneider, who has aged particularly well. I still find him really cute. I think he might be divorced too, so I don't know. I could look for him on social media. I'm totally kidding. But I hope that you are having fun with this entry, and let's continue our month of love. We have about a week left now in February, and to really focus on self-love and the love in our hearts and the love in our lives. All right. Love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.